way off, and we're going to look ahead here to the second half of the season. Bobby, my banged up Mavericks, 30-26, eighth in the West. They playoffs or way off?
I think way off. And listen, give Dallas a lot of credit, certainly winning 4 of the last 5 games here. But I just look at the center position. They are awfully banged up with no AD, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. A lot of heavy lifting by Kyrie Irving expected over the next 25, 30 games.
Can my Mavericks make a second half run?
When they way off, and not because they don't have the personnel to get it done. It's just that their personnel is not available because of the injuries. But do I think Kyrie Irving could rise to the occasion and get them into the postseason? Absolutely. But you don't trade Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis just to get into the postseason. You trade him to win the championship. And without Anthony Davis being available right now, they're way off from that.
Okay, Perk, the Suns are 26 and 28. They're 11th in the West. Are they playoffs or way off?
They're not playoffs. They're not way offs. They are a disaster. They are the second biggest disappointment outside of the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm telling you, they can't play dead in a Western movie. When it comes down to having KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, this team has underachieved like no other. They thought they filled some of the voids with the offseason additions, but that still ain't cut the mustard.
Bobby, what do you think? Can Phoenix make a second half run?
I think it's way off. The hardest schedule remaining of all teams here. I am not drinking the Phoenix Suns Kool-Aid anymore. I'm the one who predicted them going to the NBA Finals. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm off the Suns bandwagon. I think it's way off for them.
Okay, Bobby, let's stay in the West. How about the Warriors? They are 28 and 27, 10th in the West. Are they playoffs or are they way off?
I think they're playoffs here. I think you've got to like how they played since the Jimmy Butler trade here. Their strength of schedule is relatively easy over the last 25, 30 games here. I think they can make a push. They still got to make up some ground just to get into that top 6 of the Western Conference.
Perk, can they make a second half run?
I mean, they can, but again, you got Steph Curry, right? And so it's about getting to the winning championships. It's not just about getting to the playoffs. So, yes, they're going to get to the playoffs, but when it comes to winning the championship, they way off. I love the addition of Jimmy Butler, but outside of that, with the other pieces that they have, they can't compete in the Western Conference, let alone the entire NBA.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Perk, because Draymond Green, he's got grand plans for his revamped team, and he made those known at the All-Star game. Take a listen.
I'm sorry. I said I think we're going to win a championship, but I lied. We are going to win the championship.
Wow.
Because I don't believe any of these teams are that great. Boston, yes, you got to go through Boston. You got to get through the champs. But we got to get through the West first. But none of these teams scare me. I'm going to follow Jimmy Butler. I'm going to follow Steph Curry. And we're going to follow those two guys right to a championship.
Perk, he said now that they've got Jimmy Butler, they go into games knowing they're going to win games here going forward. What's your reaction?
I mean, look, that's his belief, and that's what he's supposed to say, right? Draymond Green is a 4-time NBA champion. I wouldn't expect nothing less. But that's not my belief, okay? And look, I'm looking at it, forget the rest of the league. They're not even better than the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're not better than the Denver Nuggets. And they're definitely not better than the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference. So, again, did Jimmy Butler bring hope and belief and bring some joy back to the Warriors and Steph Curry? Absolutely. But I think they're a season away from actually being legit title contenders once they fill some of those other voids that they're lacking in their roster.
Okay, we take a look here at the Western Conference standings here. Bobby, give me your thoughts. Can the Warriors, according to Draymond Green, not only make a run, but be right back in the NBA championship?
Well, I wish I woke up every morning with Draymond Green's confidence. I mean, I would be a different person. And listen, I don't think they can make a run because I think he's looking at what they've done the last 4 games. You got to look at the whole body of work this year. Oklahoma City, as Perk said, is better. Denver's better. Memphis is better. You can probably put Houston up there. So no, I don't think they can make a run with this group. I think get into playoffs, get into the first round, and then use this kind of as a springboard to next year.
Okay, so when you look at the Western Conference, what about the Lakers here? What's the ceiling, Bobby, you think, for the Lakers?
Well, I think they can get to a conference finals just because of Luka and AD here. But the biggest question is that you're going to have to go through probably Oklahoma City in the second round, or even Denver or Memphis in the second round. A lot of it's going to be about draw. A lot of it's going to be about injuries here. Certainly the center position is a major concern if you go against Jokic in Denver and Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein in Oklahoma City. I do think the ceiling is a Western Conference Finals, but a lot of things have to line up here.
Perk, give you the final word on here. What do you think is the ceiling for the Lakers? And give me maybe a sneaky contender we're not talking about there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, their ceiling is a second-round exit. I mean, Luka and Bron are going to do work together in the postseason. I believe that. But they're just not better than the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they're definitely not better than the Denver Nuggets. They're softer than funeral home music when it comes down to their interior. Now, when it comes down to a sneaky pick that I have, listen to me closely, Bobby. Listen to me, B. I'm going with the Clippers. A team that doesn't get talked about enough, the Los Angeles Clippers, led by Ty Lue. Kawhi Leonard is the third option on this team now to James Harden and Norman Powell, which is a great thing for the Clippers. They have a lot of seasoned vets when you look at their team. Zubac, who is one of the most underrated centers in the league. You have Nicholas Batum, who's one of those veterans that we've seen in the postseason could rise to the occasion. I love the pieces that they have. Ben Simmons, hear me out now. Ben Simmons is going to be special for them off the bench under Ty Lue.
Bobby, you're smiling. Your thoughts on that?
I think Kirk was looking over my shoulder at my notes. Listen, nobody's talking about the Clippers here at all. They're in the 6th seed right now. They know who they are, right? They know who they are from a defensive standpoint. So I think the Clippers is that under the radar team.
Wow, I didn't expect that one, but that will be interesting. All right, coming up, who has?
Sau đây sẽ là video hướng dẫn cách làm một cái chiếc túi xách hình tròn của chúng tôi. Bây giờ các bạn cùng tôi thực hiện cách làm nhé. Hôm nay thì mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn cách để có thể làm một cái chiếc túi xách hình tròn các bạn. Ở đây thì các bạn sẽ chỉ cần chuẩn bị cho mình 2 loại màu nhé. Đầu tiên là mình sẽ có màu trắng này, và tiếp theo là ở đây thì mình sẽ có cái phần từ giấy màu cam như này các bạn. Như vậy chúng ta sẽ có 2 màu. Tiếp theo nhé, ở đây thì các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị thêm cho mình một cái compa này. Mình sẽ sử dụng thêm một cái bút chì này, thước kẻ này, kéo này, và cuối cùng thì sẽ là súng bắn keo nhé, để mình có thể dán những cái hình tròn lại để mình sẽ tạo thành cái chiếc túi hoàn chỉnh, đúng không? Bây giờ đầu tiên là các bạn sẽ sử dụng cho mình cái phần